Okay, Parker, you ready?
Hoi. Wow.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Sir Logeth's World. I believe this one is going to be episode 9. And today we are going to finish the tour of the current structures that are built here at the castle. So let's go ahead and get started. As you guys may have noticed, I went ahead and built a little potion brewing station in this back corner here. It looks like I have a little dirt I need to fix there. Anyway, these are just some water bottles. You can see I have some blaze powder and stuff. I went ahead and I just spent a little bit of time in the nether and, went and collected some stuff. I fought some blazes and got the blaze rods or whatever, and I also have been doing some phantom killing to get the phantom membranes so I could get some more of these potions of slow falling, which I've cooked up quite a few of them. The recipe is really simply you just do nether wart to get an awkward potion, then you drop in a phantom membrane, it gives you a potion of slow falling, and then the redstone makes it go from 1.5 minutes to a full 4 minutes. So I will go ahead and take one of those just to show you guys this area. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and use that potion of slow falling, and we'll give you guys a nice tour of this outside area, and then we'll look into some of the other little spots that I've been working on as well. So let me just get nice and high. Okay guys, this is try 2. Anyway, so you can see the lighthouse here that I've built. I went ahead and cleared out some of the islands and stuff to make it a little bit larger of an area. But this lighthouse was one that I was doing research into medieval lighthouses, and there's this one lighthouse called the Hook Lighthouse. Or Hook's Head, I believe, is another name for it. But anyway, I went ahead and built this lighthouse based off the design of the Hook's Head Lighthouse, which was built in the 12th century. So it fit into the time period. It may have modern colors, I'm not sure, I'm not an expert on that. But, I felt like it worked out. Anyway, coming this way, we have a small little, some buildings down below the White House. Yeah, this is the White House, guys. Donald Trump lives here. Anyway, no. So this little town area, I kind of feel like is a little mini fisherman's village. It kind of reminds me of the docks in Oblivion, if any of you guys have played that, where all the thieves live. But I'll have a little gathering point here for the people that are outside of the city gates, as well as a lot of farms. I also added in this seawall to protect the fishermen's village area. This is where all the small fishermen would be. And then you can see I have different animals. Each one of these farm buildings is different, and they all have different crops and variety of animals at different sizes and stuff. Some of them, for example, these ones right here, this is 64 blocks long each row. So it's quite a large farm, and everything has been planted. There's, like chickens, horses, cows, donkeys, mules, whatever you guys want. I tried to think of how my potion ran out, so let's go ahead and walk a little bit. I tried to think of how each farmer could theoretically live. So when they have bigger fields, and they're going to have a horse or a mule or something. Some of the smaller fields, like this is a vegetable farm, so I didn't really think so that they would need a horse or a mule, but they do have like a little chicken coop and different things added in. This guy over here, there are some small little houses that are individual as well. Then over here, I figure this guy could be breeding donkeys and horses, so he's got a couple of each, Anyway, just some fun little unique things. And I tried to build all within a very consistent style to what I feel like is, like somewhat unfinished, because they're not painted houses or anything, but Anyway, and of course the main trail follows all the way, loops back around where I was at and goes back up to the main castle. There's other smaller trails that go around each of the farms. And this pathway as well, I'm eventually going to connect it back up to the pyramid. So if why did my elytra not activate? If I go up this way, you should be able to see that I've marked out some of the pathway that goes back over to where the pyramid's at. Anyway, coming back here, we have where I'm going to build a mill and a sheep farm. Those are there. I still have yet to remove the flower farm over here, but you know, it's just a useful little build, so I'm going to leave it there. Eventually I'll get rid of it and probably build another one, but for the time being, this place is still unfinished. And then of course, there are some things like this. I am going to be building like a larger inn kind of building here, or some other kind of building. So I'm still thinking up ideas of how exactly I'm going to build that. It may be more similar to what's on the outside. I don't know if you guys can hear the knocking, but Parker was supposed to be down for a nap, and I heard him playing with his blocks in there earlier, and now he's decided to come knock on the door because he tries to trick us and make us think that he actually napped, but he hasn't actually napped yet, so I'll have to go put him back down here in a minute. Or maybe my wife will. And then of course, oh, that was a close one. The next build most likely will be this fisherman's wharf for like the larger docks area where you're going to have big ships coming in. So I'll be building some docks and like some bigger storage houses and stuff here. Still have yet to remove the iron farms because of course I'm trying to get ready for that villager update and the fact that farms are going to be much more difficult to build. And then this way, I don't think I really showed you guys this, but oh, that did not all generate. That's interesting. Anyway, so you have the bridge that I introduced, but this leads over to the quarry. And the quarry, I just wanted it to feel like going back to the wanting that the castle seemed somewhat realistic. They had a place where they got all the stone for that giant castle structure. And so there was a mountain here that was probably about as tall as that one that I've collected stone down with because I also wanted it to be functional, and so I've been using it to collect some of my stone. But anyway, this is a quarry area, and I figure I'll just kind of mine out this mountain or whatever. And, that's what they would do in an actual quarry. You'd have this kind of steps down where they've been gathering all the stone. Anyway, just another little detail there. But yeah, I don't know how long this video is going to be. I think it's going to be kind of short just because of the outside area is not too unique, because I did a very simple build style just to match up with those farms. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and clip over real quick to the phantom farm it's a super simple phantom farm that I set up so you guys can see that. And in the meantime, I'll go ahead and head on over to the lighthouse so we can show you guys the interior of the lighthouse. Okay guys, so I had almost forgotten to show you how I was killing the phantoms. And it's probably not, I don't know, it's one of those designs that I feel like is pretty intuitive if you guys have played Minecraft. And that is just finding a way to slow them down. Because generally when you do get multiple phantoms, it can get kind of sketchy. So I just built this super simple structure. Just added on some glass onto the top. It doesn't match anything really. And then just spaced out the, what are these called, cobwebs? Just so there's a space, and it's enough that when the phantoms come in to fly in, then they get stuck in it and you can just sit there and kill them. A lot of times I'll use my bow because of course the sword will break those. But if they do get in a place where they, I can actually see their hitbox like that, then I will go ahead and strike them with my sword because it has the looting 3 on it. Anyway, just a simple build. I don't know if you guys want to see any kind of tutorial on it. I usually have a second account, AFK Fishing. That's why that door was running earlier. And so there's generally some phantoms in this area, so it actually works out pretty nicely for me. And then, of course, I don't always sleep every night, guys. Sometimes I do it just to make things a little easier for recording and stuff, but it's actually been good. It's been interesting killing phantoms like that. Well, I'm back here at the lighthouse, and we'll just go ahead and finish giving you guys this little tour of the lighthouse. So I hope you enjoy this building. So there's a large staircase up, and the Hook Lighthouse had this kind of interesting little cutout that was on the side of the ships. I don't know what the purpose of that was. Maybe one of you guys would know, but I thought it was a nice little detail to add in as well. It gives it a little bit of variety, so it's not all the exact same thing all the way up, you know. And then of course we have the lamp, the torches, whatever. It's glowstone, but you guys get the idea, and I'll go ahead and let the sun set so you guys can see this place at nighttime. Yeah, this amazingly took a pretty significant amount of time to build all this because I had to flatten everything out reasonably. I did leave, you guys can see there's some steps in different places and stuff, but all the fields themselves are flat. And so it was quite a bit of work to do everything. And I still have plenty of detailing, guys. I'm going to be adding in trees and, you know, other little things just to make it feel even more realistic still. But this is just the current state of the build. So let's go ahead and we'll do one last little flight just so you guys can get a nice view of this lighthouse as the sun sets. So while we go ahead and look at this view of the lighthouse, just want to remind you guys to like, share, subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want to see any other builds, if you have any ideas for the castle or any other things that you guys want to see in general. And I hope to see you guys next time in the next episode of Sir Logeth's World. Goodbye.